Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Liverpool back to winning ways, and what a nice feeling that is. The most impressive thing for me about this win was actually the reaction. This is what I expected from Liverpool against Leeds United after losing to Nottingham Forest. But nevertheless, a very, very good performance, a much better performance. Let's talk about the game itself. So I think Liverpool started the game very positively, and more importantly, didn't concede a goal early, which is obviously a funny matter because we've been conceding goals in like the opening 10 minutes. Thankfully, that didn't happen, as it's happened numerous times so far this season. But it wasn't straightforward for Liverpool. Kvaratskhelia, I hope I got his name correct there, was causing havoc on the left-hand side, but he certainly went through the walls today. He was facing a lot of challenges and physical battles, especially with Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's a few times where he was shoved over to the advertising board, so he definitely knew he had a bit of a workout today. The defense were very impressive for me today. They were very organized. They defended a little bit deeper than usual, and I think that tactic definitely worked as we put a lot more pressure going forward on the Napoli team, and they were playing a high line, so they were definitely taken back by the way we were pressing from the front. There weren't a lot of clear shot chances throughout the game, unfortunately, but in the end, we did get the late goals. Thiago did have a great chance from a long range shot as he tried to curl it into the bottom corner, but that was comfortably saved by the Napoli goalkeeper Meret. Firmino also had a nice bit of Brazilian skill there as he backheels it in the air towards Curtis Jones, and he guides the ball with his head, but unfortunately just over the bar. So a positive first half for Liverpool there. Just got a comment here from Eagle Eye Football. Big up, bro. Great response after Leeds defeat. Couldn't agree more there. This is the reaction that I wanted after the Nottingham Forest defeat, but we got it in the end after the Leeds game. So unfortunately, the tell for Liverpool right now is that we win, we get a good result, and then the next game we lose. And that's what happened with City as well. So hopefully it's not that sort of cycle. Hopefully it's a changing of formation and fortune as well for this Liverpool team. But, we'll see how that goes. In terms of the second half, unfortunately, Milner picked up an injury on the 46th minute. I'm not sure how severe it is. I think we'll find out in the next couple of days. And he was unable to continue. So Harvey Elliott came on and he did really well. Napoli did hit the back of the net around the 53rd minute as Ostergaard scores with a header, but he was ruled offside. I think he went too soon to try and make the contact with the ball there. And the decision took about 3-4 minutes, but ultimately it was the correct decision. So well done to VAR in that regards. Kvaratskhelia had a shot on goal, gets a slight deflection off Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it was comfortably saved by Alisson. In the end, after a few chances here and there, Liverpool finally break the deadlock. Tsimikas corner towards Virgil van Dijk. He has it towards goal. Keeper saves it on the line, but Mo Salah, being a predator that he is, stabs it to make it 1-0. Great sort of opening goal for Liverpool there. Liverpool were able to give a debut today to Calvin Ramsey, who's unfortunately injured when he joined the club in the summer. So nice to see him on the pitch. I think he came along with Carvalho and Bajcetic as well. And the youngsters did their thing when they came on. There was a moment of play where all of them interchanged quite well. Good passing, good energy, good enthusiasm is what you expect to see from youngsters. And almost scored as well, as Carvalho gets a touch in the box, takes this swing at the ball, unfortunately hit the bar, over the bar. In the end, Liverpool had a late chance where Núñez was attacking from the left-hand side. Now, in the last few weeks, I've criticized him in terms of his decision-making. This time round, I feel like he's learned a lesson there, because in the same situation, he may have taken a shot or tried to dribble past the defender. But this time around, he took a good touch onto his left foot and produced a nice cross towards Salah. But it was blocked by Ostergaard. Great block from him, as it would have been a simple tapping from Mo Salah there. But in the end, Liverpool get the second goal. Another Tsimikas corner, another Van Dijk header towards goal. For me, it looked like the ball was about to go in, as the keeper saves it towards the line. But Nunes hits the shot for good measure to make sure it hits the back of the net. VAR reviews the incident and awards the goal to Nunes, as Zielinski was keeping him on side. So overall, a great win for LFC. I know the game didn't have a lot of importance in terms of qualification, but both teams were definitely going for the win there. So I think Liverpool had the edge and did enough to be victorious against one of the most informed teams in world football right now. So well done to the boys there. Just got another comment here from Eagle Eye Football. Are you Klopp out? If not, do you think that Klopp out calls are justified? I'm not Klopp out. I said it in my last episode yesterday. I still have the utmost faith in Klopp. Is it justified for some fans to say Klopp out? I do understand their perspective, but I would look at the bigger picture. If Klopp was to be sacked, who would you bring in? There isn't any world-class managers in world football that are available to come and do this job, in my opinion. So for me, it's one of those things where the team is going through a transitional period. I think the injuries have had a major impact in our season. I know that's something that Liverpool fans keep banging on about. We've just had a bad luck of form in the last couple of seasons with injuries, but we've had injuries before they even started. So that's definitely had a toll on the team. Other aspects or other factors would include a shorter preseason. Normally, well, with preseason, we normally have more games to play, so we would kind of level up in terms of our fitness. That wasn't there, especially in the opening game against Fulham. So a lot of factors, a lot of players were out of form. I think the midfield is an aging midfield as well. So reinforcements were needed in the summer, and that never happened. So there's a collection of things in terms of why things haven't worked out for Liverpool so far this season. But I wouldn't solely blame Klopp for that. I think our owners, FSG, need to take some accountability for that. Klopp, for me, was probably a bit naive in terms of not emphasizing on recruiting for a midfielder in the summer, because he said it quite a few times in the media that we don't need one. We've got the players, but we never really had the players available. Most of our midfielders are injury prone. So it's a combination of a lot of things that I think why Liverpool have been great, but I would definitely not be Klopp out. I think that would be suicidal if we were to get rid of Klopp as our manager. And I'm sure the fans, a lot of the fans, I would say would agree with that. I would probably use that energy towards the owners and get them out of the door. So I'm certainly not Klopp out. I'm Klopping for a long, long time. So yeah, it's not for me for me to jump on that ship anytime soon. Back to the game itself, I will give my player ratings for the Liverpool team. So first player, Alisson, I gave him an 8 out of 10. I think he was fantastic in this game. Made a good couple saves as well. Wasn't troubled as much, but neither was the Napoli goalkeeper. So I think that's probably a fair assessment. I was very impressed with the defense. So I'll give him Trent Alexander-Arnold 8. I think considering he was playing against one of the most informed wingers in world football right now, he didn't seem troubled at all. Obviously, tactics played a part in terms of he played a bit more defensively. He didn't really go past the halfway line during this game. So his role was to make sure that he stops Kvaratskhelia from attacking and playing sort of like a deep playmaker and pinging passes from a deeper position. So for me, tactics were spot on from Klopp there. And Trent definitely played the game plan perfectly. So credit to him. Konate, who I was surprised started the game, as I thought he may have been rested for the game against Tottenham on the weekend, but he was very impressive. For me personally, when all the defenders are fit, is Van Dijk and Konate. I think that is the best pairing. Konate, obviously physically very strong, but very quick on and off the ball, which is a key asset. There were a few occasions where Konate pretty much covered Van Dijk when he was like lost in a hole where players were overrunning him, and you'd have Konate covering him and making blocks and challenging the other players there. So for me, that's something I don't see Gomez in enough, and I don't think Matip has the legs to do that on a consistent basis. So for me, Konate is a combination of Matip and Gomez, where in terms of the physical aspect, he's like Gomez, but on the ball, he loves to get a first touch and drive with the ball and trouble the opposition because it's so unexpected to see a centre back do that. And he does it with such ease as well. So hopefully he can stay fit. I think quality-wise, there's never been any doubt regarding Konate. And I think Van Dijk and Konate is the best centre-back pairing at the club. You guys let me know what you think about that. But I definitely think that's the best pairing we have in our team. Tsimikas was fantastic today. I gave him an 8.5. Pretty much provided 2 assists for the goals. They whipped corners, beautifully executed. And even defensively, I know he got into a bit of a tussle with Lozano at the end of the game. I like that kind of stuff. So he definitely made his presence known defensively and attacking. So another great performance from him. Fabinho, I'll give him a low rating. I'll give him a 6.5. I don't think he wasn't that great in this game. I think there's a lot of times where he lost possession, but he seemed to get muscled out quite a lot when he had the ball, which is very unusual. He's very dominant on the ball and very aggressive. So that's something he's lacking right now. Hopefully he does regain that form going forward. But he had a decent game, but I don't think he was a standout performer for me, especially in midfield. Thiago, I've given a 7.5. I think he was fantastic. For me, if you watch my previous episode, I'm a big fan of Thiago. I've been a big fan of his since his youth days at Barcelona. So I still pitch myself in terms of seeing him play for Liverpool because it was something I'd never expected to see. He's just head and shoulders above everyone in terms of technical ability, his turns, trademark turns that he does. Great eye for a pass as well. And defensively, he's really good. Very aggressive, goes up for aerial challenges, and very good with his tackling as well. And he definitely showed that account today. So great performance from him. Milner, for me, was really good in the first half. I'll give him a 7, only due to the fact that he pretty much only played one half. But he was very positive. He even showed a few moments of twinkle toes where he went past a couple of players, which was quite nice to see. But with Milner, you always get 100% from him. So never questioning that in terms of his commitment for the team. And hopefully it's not a long layoff. We need all the players we can in the squad right now. So hopefully we get some good news in the next couple of days. Salah, I've given him an 8. I think the left back Oliveira kept him quiet in the first half. By second half, he was very smart with his movement. He played more infield, and that definitely gave him the space to either try and set up an attack or try and go through and goal or have a shot from long distance. So definitely played a smarter game in the second half and got his reward with a goal at the end. So a good performance from Mo Salah there. Firmino, 7.5. I think he was very positive in the first half. Second half, I feel like he phased out a little bit, showed some good touches here and there, but I'm a big Bobby fan, so I expected more from him in the second half, but nevertheless, a good performance from him as well. Curtis Jones, who played on the left-hand side, for me, showed a good account of himself today. I'll give him a 7.5. I think this is a role that suits his game. Playing in a sort of a deeper role or as a number 8, I think sometimes he can be caught in possession and he's not quite observant in terms of his surroundings and can get caught out of position as well, where he needs to track back. I feel like it's a bit funny, but I feel like he plays like he's an older player in terms of he doesn't show a lot of energy. So I feel like he reserves energy to be in the attacking front. So I expect to see more pressing from him, especially if he wants to play further up top. Um, but he showed some great touches. He had a couple of shots on goal as well. So definitely showed a good account of himself. I think for him, he's trying to regain that sharpness, that fitness, and hopefully he'll get a run of games in the future as well. Substitutes, Harvey Elliott came on pretty much for the whole second half. I gave him a 7.5. I think he did fantastic. Kept the ball moving, kept it simple. For me, he's definitely showing variation in his play. More suited on the right-hand side, in my opinion. Can cut in and sort of ping passes along and try and thread through balls. So definitely a good performance from him. Nunes, I'll give a 7.5. Wasn't very active in terms of build-up play or anything like that, but whenever he had the ball or whenever he had a chance, definitely showed more maturity in his play. That cross towards Salah, I think that was a great ball from him. I think a few weeks ago he would have done something else, maybe try to take a shot from distance or try and take the player on and try to cut in without any success. So I feel like he's learning from his mistakes, which is what you want. I know he's a young player. Liverpool fans label him as a project because he is. He's not the complete striker right now. He's a raw talent. And if you're seeing improvements from him on a weekly basis, it's a good route for us. It's a good sign that he's taking all the information in, and hopefully he can build from this and build some confidence as well going forward. So he got his goal today. I believe that's 5 goals in seven games. So not bad for someone that was considered a flop a few weeks ago. So definitely doing the numbers for Liverpool, and long may it continue. The 3 youngsters that came on, Carvalho, Bacetic, and Ramsey, unfortunately not able to really rank them. They only came on for like 5-10 minutes. So definitely made an impression. As soon as they came on, they did that nice move where Carvalho nearly scored. But it's good to see these youngsters come in. Bacetic looks like an interesting player to me. Playing as a deep playmaker. I'd like to see more of him this season, especially when the League Cup games, I believe, we're playing Derby in the next week or so. I'll be intrigued to see if he gets a game and see how he does, because he's always in the first team squad. So for me, I think there's a player that the staff, Klopp, Pep Linders, I think they like the look of him. And whenever I've seen him, I've been quite impressed. He's got a bit of maturity about him in terms of his play. Great first touch. I think for him, he's still a young boy, so he's not grown into that sort of man figure right now. But with more game time, with more experience, I feel like we might have a quality player in our hands there. Ramsey only came on for about 5 minutes, but we'll be intrigued to see how he does if he gets more game time. Hopefully against Derby, we'll be able to see him play the full 90 minutes. And Carvalho, we've seen glimpses of him this season. So I expect him to do more for the team. And hopefully he'll get more chances going forward as well. Especially with our injury crisis right now, he'll definitely get some opportunities. So, but yes, that concludes our show for today. So thank you for tuning in again, guys. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back for a match preview of Liverpool versus Tottenham this Thursday at 11 p.m. Bit more confidence now in terms of Liverpool win. Also have to say congratulations to Tottenham, who won in crazy fashion, scored a last-minute goal to qualify for the next round. So they were on a high themselves as well. So both teams haven't performed to their potential or their ability, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting encounter between 2 teams there. So let's see how it goes. We can discuss it more detail on the preview show on Thursday. So as always, guys, take care, stay safe. I hope to see you all very soon. Good night.